So you can take lactic acid present in sour milk or curd. Same way if you take next malic acid. So malic acid is present in basically apples. Okay. Next, if you take formic acid. So formic acid is present in not plants but
Ants.
ants actually. So if you take ant sting, so we people ant sting contains basically formic acid. That is why whenever you experience it with ant bite, do all people will feel the pain or not? Everybody, either it is a small ant, red ant, or a big color, a big red ant, or it's any kind of ant. If it is bite, definitely you people will pain. You will experience the pain. Is it right or wrong? Everybody, yes or no? All of you.
Yes, sir.
That is what it is because they will inject acid into our body, so which will take more time to neutralize. That is why it will causes pain for us. Understand, everybody? So that is what you have to remember. So these are the examples of course, so many other things also will come, we'll study. So these are the examples of organic acids and their sources. Now, opposite to the organic acids, we all know which is not coming from the organism. We are synthesizing by using the minerals from the earth. So that is what acids we used to call as mineral acids, or we can say laboratory acids, or we can say synthetic acid, or we can say man-made acids. So all the things are same. Mineral acids, laboratory acids, synthetic acid, everything. So these acids are obtained from various minerals or synthesized from minerals. So that is why these are called laboratory acids. Okay, so write it. Those acids which are obtained from various minerals or synthesized from minerals are called mineral acids, or we can say laboratory acids also. So that is what you have to remember. So examples, we all know what are the examples actually. Yes, please. I have taught you so many things. H2SO,
hydrochloric acid,
sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, HNO3, and one and only,
Sulfuric acid.
yeah, one and only mineral but weak acid. What is that, guys? One and only mineral,
carbonic acid,
weak acid.
Carbonic.
One and only mineral but weak acid. Yes, please.
carbonic acid,
Carbonic
H2CO.
acid. Understanding? H2CO3. So actually, this is the weak what I say, mineral.
Mineral acid.
Okay, so generally it is harmful to take food items containing mineral acids, but it is not harmful to eat or drink the substances containing weak acids. So if I say the one and only mineral acid which is not dangerous to consume, what is that acid? Everybody, it is the
Carbon,
carbonic acid. That is why carbonated drinks, the cool drinks, whatever you are drinking, so most of the cool drinks, they contains this carbonic acid. Understand? So for the not to spoil or the store them for a long period of time, they will mix this acid with them. So that is why, but mineral acids are very dangerous to us, very harmful to us, highly corrosive. But one and only mineral acid, which is not harmful to, you can mention it, not harmful to eat or consume, is this one. Is it okay, guys? All of you? That is what you have to remember. Clear? So the substance which is mixed with food, any food items also we people can consume. That is what I am saying, eating. Okay. So this is what about the classification of acids based upon the origin. Now, third one. What is that, everybody? Third one based upon the what? On the basis of, yes, please. On the basis of amount of,
amount of acid,
okay, that is what. So in aqueous solution, based upon the amount of acid, we people will decide that. So first type of acids, on the based upon the availability of acid, that is what we can say, on the basis of amount of acid. So that is only we used to say concentration. What we used to call, everybody? Concentration of acids. So we will classify the acids into, or the solution into, two types. One is we used to call as dilute acids, and opposite to dilute acids, you might be remember, everybody, what we used to call? All of you?
Concentrated acid.
Concentrated acid. Now, first I'm teaching you dilute acid in the bottle. They'll represent like this. If you see any kind of, for example, sulfuric acid, if they represent dilute dot H2SO4, so it is indicating diluted acid or concentrated acid. Everybody, it is
Diluted.
diluted acid. This is what diluted meaning. So means in the sense of they are having low percentage of acid and high percentage of what? Everybody, dilute acids means low percentage of acid and high percentage of. We'll prepare solution by mixing with what? Anybody?
Water.
Acids are always prepared aqueous solution, means we are mixing with what? Everybody.
Water.
To dilute the acid by adding water. Understanding? So low percentage of acid and high percentage of what? All of you. High percentage of water. Okay. So that is what you have to remember. So high percentage of water per unit volume. For unit volume of solution. Solution means what solution it is? Dissolved in water, we used to call something. What we used to call?
Aqueous
Aqueous,
solution.
called dilute acids. Okay. So be very clear with the things, because if you are not clear with the basic concepts, 100% later full of equations. This chapter, more and more number of equations will come. So we have to be very, very clearly with the concepts. Okay, unit volume. So that is what we used to call, it is dilute acids. Now tell me, dilute acids are much dangerous or less dangerous than concentrated acids? Everybody. Yes, please.
Less.
Dilute acids are less corrosive. Okay. So less corrosive in nature, and they are less dangerous or more dangerous? Less dangerous. Okay. So that is what. But still it is harmful. Be very careful. So that is why most of the school laboratories, we are using what acids? Dilute acids or concentrated acids? We are using the dilute acids. But still these are also not much preferable. Sir Reddy sir said it is less dangerous in nature. So when we go to chemistry lab, we can taste it like that. It is very, very dangerous. Even though it is diluted, the nature less corrosive doesn't mean that it won't burn your skin. It will definitely will cause us burning pain, and it is very, very dangerous to have these things. Okay, so that is what you have to remember. Next, opposite to this, we used to call, what is the type of acids we used to call as, all of you? Concentrated acid. Okay, concentrated acid. So now, so opposite to this, concentrated acids means what? First I'm representing how to represent concentrated acid. If you see in a bottle, CONC dot concentrated acid, for example, CONC dot nitric acid. If I see, what is the nitric acid formula? HNO3. Clear? So that is indicating what? It is strong acid. Is it okay, guys? Everybody? Yes, please. If it is sulfuric acid, so far it is. So those solutions whose percentage is more, acid percentage or water percentage? Everybody. Those solutions which have high percentage of acid and low percentage of what? Water. Low percentage of water per unit volume. Mr. Nimish, Rohit, Pugal are all writing the notes or not? Mr. Kaushik,
Yes, sir.
Kaushik, hero, unit volume.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, are called concentrated acid. I will ask you, Mr. Kaushik, today evening, what you learned from the today's class, all the definitions, everything, with the examples, formulas also. Okay. So now, so if you see that the concentrated acid, they are very, very dangerous or not? Please mute yourself. The concentrated acids, they are very, very dangerous or not? They are highly corrosive.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. More corrosive and dangerous also. So that is what you have to remember. So that is why these acids, if you have noticed it, you people will get a danger symbol. Okay. So when they mentioned in this concentrated acids, they'll mention the danger symbol like a ghost madri. So something like a bone. You know that danger symbol? Or bone, one head, it will be there. Yes or no? Skull and bone. Clear, everybody? So that is what danger symbol. So danger symbol is to mention on this concentrated acids. Okay. So this is what categories of acids or types of acids based upon the different things, based upon the amount of acid, based upon the origin, and as well as based upon the availability of hydrogen ions. Okay. Now, mainly when we want to when we want to convert the concentrated acid into dilute acids, be very careful, all of you. Concentrated acid, concentrated acid, if you are undergoing the process of dilution, understanding, means in the sense of what? Making the diluted acid, be very careful. This is actually exothermic reaction. What reaction it is, everybody? It is actually the exothermic reaction. So always remember, when we are converting the concentrated acid to the dilute acid, we must add while diluting. Remember, acid to water. Be very careful. We have to take a water and we have to add what? We have to add the acid. Okay. So that initially whose concentration is more? Water percentage is more or acid percentage is more? Initially,
Acid.
yeah. Initially, acid not Hari, water concentration. Water is more. Understanding, Hari? So that is
Yes.
why, so that no exploding or not much heat will absorb. Not much heat will release. When we add acid to water or water to acid, everybody. When we add acid to,
Acid.
okay, so dilution of acids, always we have to add what, guys? We must add acid to water. Understand, everybody? So that what will happen? Initial concentration of acid water is high, so that not much heat energy will release. Is it clear, everybody? If you add, if water is added to acid, so what will happen? It will explode or extremely high temperature will release. If I take acid, so if I add water to acid, so what will happen, guys? Initially, whose concentration is more? Initially, whose concentration is more? Initially,
Acid.
acid concentration, acid percentage is more. Okay. So that is what? Acid percentage is high. So that if you add the water, suddenly it will releases extremely high temperatures. Okay. So very, very high temperature, like it will be explode like a bomb. Understanding? So very, very highly exothermic reaction. So always while we are diluting the acid, we must add water to acid or acid to water. Everybody, we have to add
Acid.
acid to water. Okay. So we have to take one beaker water and we have to pour the acid in it, so that more amount of water is present at the initial stage. So it will not make to release the more amount of heat energy. So that is what is the main thing. Of course, even this thing you people will study it in class 7th. Okay. But of course, you might be forgot it. But that is the reason I am saying you now. So this is what the classification of acids. Totally, actually 5 types we will classify. So we will study in next 4th and 5th one, like based upon the molecular composition and based upon the hydrogen ion furnishing. You people don't know that. So that's why it is not necessary for 10th, and that is why I am not even discussing also. So we'll study that in 11th and 12th chemistry. So it's not required. So these are the types of three types of acids, classification of acids. Now only this alone we are studying today's class. So you all people need to revise and make it everything clear with the formulas. Then tomorrow's class we are going to study properties of acids. Most important one, again, chapter number 3, metals and non-metals also. Again, most of the properties will repeat it because metals reacting with acids, non-metals reacting with acids, we people will take this. Okay. So in these things, properties of acids, we will study two properties. One is physical properties and another one is what? Everybody? Another one is
Chemical property.
chemical properties. Clear? So physical properties and chemical properties we are going to discuss. So now main thing, today's class you should remember dilution of acids. We are not supposed to add. What we should not add? Water to acid. We have to add always what? Everybody?
Acid to water.
Acid to water. Very, very. And continuously we have to stir with a glass rod also. Because what is the reason? The mixing of acid and water is highly what reaction? Pugal, it is highly exothermic reaction. Clear? So that is the reason we are not supposed to add water to acid. Understand? We have to add acid to water always. Is it okay, Mr. Harizeras? Mr. Jivitesh, Vijay, this is what about it. Clear? So note down that point. Mixing of acid and water is highly exothermic in nature. Mixing of, write it, the mixing of acid and water is highly exothermic in nature. So during the dilution of acids, during the dilution of acids, acids should be added to what? Everybody, acids should be added to water. Acid should be added to water gradually with stirring, and not the water to concentrated acid. Is it okay, guys? Harish?
Yes, sir.
No, that is what you have to remember.
Yes, sir.
Water gradually with stirring with the what? Glass rod. Keep it in mind. Stirring with a glass rod and not the water to concentrated acid. So why, guys? Can you tell me? What is the reason? What is your explanation? Because if initially more amount of water will absorb the heat energy. Yes or no? Mitakshri, what is the water boiling point? Water boiling point is how much? We all know. Boiling point of
Yes.
water. Anybody? 100 degrees Celsius. Understanding? So it will absorb more amount of heat energy so that it will prevent it from splashing or like exploding the acid into outside. So that we have to be always very careful. Unfortunately, if we add acid to the water, so you can see, water to the acid, initially more amount of acid will be there. So that sudden dilution leads to extremely high temperature. It will be splash, like you can see like spilling, like you can see you put the stone in the water, how the water will be splashing. The same way, if you put acid to the water, water to the acid, same thing will happen. So that is why always what we have to do it. We have to add water is added to the acid or acid is added to the water. Everybody, acid is always
Acid is.
that is what you have to remember. Okay. So during the dilution, the strength of the acid is decreasing or increasing? Everybody. The strength of the acids. Everybody. Yes, please. Decreases. Please write it. Okay. The strength. If I am diluting, write that point also. Very important. During dilution, the strength of acid decreases. The strength of acid decreases. The strength is decreasing means in the sense of number of H plus ions is decreasing or increasing. Strength is decreasing. we can say based upon the H plus ions only, strong acid or weak acid. So more diluting, so H plus ions is keep on decreases. So what will happen, guys? During the dilution, the strength of acids decreases or increases? Yes, please. The
Decreases.
strength of acids, yeah. During dilution, the strength of acids decreases as the number of H plus ions per unit volume decreases. Okay, so that is what you have to remember. Is it okay, guys? All of you? So based upon this
Yes.
only, we will say strong acid and weak acid. Clear, Harish? Noor?
Yes.
That is okay. So this is what about it. Then tomorrow we'll start properties of acids. That is what physical properties and chemical properties. I think physical properties is nothing, but chemical properties is the most important for even our board exam. So many activities will be having and so many equations. Chemical properties of acids alone will get around minimum 50 equations. So we have to study each and everything, and as well as importance of acids also, uses of acids also, we have to read it. Okay. So with this, I'll stop the today's class. I hope you might be remember what is the allotted duties and all. So kindly follow it and make it these 3 days very well. Okay.